The late great Bill Withers turned down record labels and touring. It's hard to believe it was 40 years ago that he put out his last album. And he had quite a story about it. You have to Google it about the white executive and the girl who was running the hallway. That was some real creepy stuff. He didn't want to be subjected to that. Oh, he had a lot of offers. And we're going to talk about this because he passed in 2020. He would have been even bigger had not situations were occurring, because he was one of the greatest singer songwriters. I mean, when you really understand his catalog, when you understand the depths and the magnitude of his, you understand Bill Withers was no joke musically. He was big time, and he wrote catchy, simple songs that lasted, that to this day still get played, still inspired, still. But he wanted to spend his royalties and live his life simple. He didn't want the fanfare. He didn't really care for all that. He was a late bloomer in the industry, but he made up for lost time. He's a standard for a lot of artistry, very distinctive, very versatile. He didn't like the politics of the executives. He spoke out about it. He kept it plain folk. He didn't want the hustle and the bustle. He was a lunch pail kind of guy. When I talk about in these videos, talking about turn down, sometimes I turn about people turn down work. Now, so this plays into it. If people turn down, they don't want to work with certain situations. If you earn a certain amount of money, you make good investments, you sound and fundamental, and you stay away from stuff that you don't have no business being to, you can afford yourself a lifestyle where you never have to do it if you get it right. He got it right. I saw a documentary on him, and he was with his family, and he was living his best life. You know, Came from West Virginia, and talk about the steel mill, and he was real, folks. His music was a reflection of that. His attitude was a reflection of that. The Hollywood system didn't. It made him money, and he did what he had to do. But he wasn't someone that was going to be playing that game, going to the parties and hanging out with folks that he didn't have no business to. So yeah, when I would say that, it's hard to believe 40 years ago he retired from making new music, and his songs kept getting played, and people still remember them because they were great. He had lots of offers to come back. He just chose not to. You know, I remember that too when that record came out because it wasn't bad. It just didn't sell a lot of records, but he wasn't like hyped about that. That tells you somebody that's really comfortable with themselves. These acts today, if they don't stream and they don't get the hype, they look at you crazy. They win all the awards, they look at you crazy. He still was dominant, Hall of Famer, songwriter. He just was nonchalant. He just was, keeping it real, folks. So, um, there's lessons to be learned about it. He's a great mentor and someone to follow about that. You don't have to be a slave to that business. You don't have to, do all the extra. If you got the right material, and of course, when sampling came along, a lot of people sampled his music. A lot. Black Streets No Diggity's Grandma's Hand. A lot of people sampled his work. So here's a state he never had to go for him without a meal. He just chose not to just, get into that fish bowl. He didn't want to stay in that bowl. So much respect to him. He's truly one of the greatest artists ever. And he turned down contracts and touring because he wanted a simple life. So remembering Bill Withers 40 years ago with his last album. So that's hard to believe when he was still around because, yeah, he wasn't trying to. He was content and he earned it. Please like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like and hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.